Hello and welcome back to the TomFM channel. Hope you're all doing well today and looking forward to another Formula 1 video today back in the My Team career mode. And we've got the Vietnam Grand Prix coming up today, which should be quite interesting because 1, it's a new track, 2, I'm not very good at it, and 3, it's a wet race, which is quite exciting. Before we get into the race though, we're just lining up some activities to do before the race gets in. Obviously we have to focus on the sponsorship stuff because we need to boost our team acclaim to get more sponsors, to get more money, to be able to invest in the team more and more and more to develop the car and become the best team on the grid. So that's what we're focusing on basically in the activity stuff. As you can see, we are quite far down the grid, just faster than the Haas and Williams team, but not too far off AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo, and even not that far off Racing Point there, as it says as well. As you can see, we are trying to develop the car quite nicely, although our durability upgrade did fail, so we're going to have to try and redo that one. As you can see, up into durability, get that gearbox durability done. We're actually pretty high up on car durability, but we want to be right at the top, so we don't have to keep changing parts. We don't have to get grid penalties down at the other end of the season, which I think we're going to have to do at some point. I think we'll have to have some grid penalties towards the end of the season. And whilst we're here as well, we'll also spend some development points on an engine upgrade as well, which would be quite good. Either way, going into the Vietnam Grand Prix, as you can see, I'm not very good. Here are some little clips from practice where, as you can see, I bin it into the wall there because it's a street circuit and I'm not very good at street circuits. And another time, I bin it into the wall there as well. So, great little practice there for the qualifying session, which is coming up right now. I was absolutely terrible in qualifying. This is a bit of a clip of my fastest lap, and you can see that I was absolutely terrible on the exit there of turn 1. Really not very good, as I just messed up the lap completely. It's not a great qualifying session from me, this one. So we're going to be quite far back down the grid as we come around the final few corners. As you can see, our teammate Alesi up in 18th right now, so he's doing pretty well. I can tell you now, we're going to be nowhere near Alesi's time, unfortunately, as we come around the final corner here, as we just hit that wall again, break a bit of front wing, come across the line in 21st position, which obviously isn't brilliant. I wanted to go out for another lap, but unfortunately they had to repair the car in the pits, and by the time they finished repairing the car, there was not enough time to go out for another lap, unfortunately. So it's going to be 21st on the grid for us, just ahead of Nicholas Latifi. Alesi in the end gets pushed down to 20th, so we're going to have him right on the line with us, which would be quite exciting, but it's not great.
Welcome along to the Vietnamese capital of Hanoi, a vibrant city built on the banks of the magnificent Red River. Today it's the backdrop for the latest round of the Formula 1 World Championship, with a circuit specifically designed to encourage overtaking opportunities. I think we could be in for a cracking race today. A lap of Hanoi circuit then, 3.4 miles around the Vietnamese capital. 23 corners and a wet circuit today that will challenge our drivers in each and every one of those turns as the close barriers loom invitingly on the outside. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap, so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race.
So as you can see, a very, very wet race there. So we're on the wet tyres for the entirety of the race, which will be exciting as we line up on the grid, hoping for a safety car early on. That's what we need as the lights go out. Finally, they go out and away we go. Not getting the best of starts, I must say, but it's so tight into turn 1. We don't want to be going too fast. We can't see anything because of the rain as well. There's so much spray from the cars in front. We can just about make out the racing line through all that cars, and we have to go so slow through his first few corners, potentially trying to take Alesi and co round the outside, but not really getting great traction there as we mount the curb a little bit. And on the inside for this next corner, which actually isn't where you want to be. You want to be on the outside to take a bit more pace and then have the inside line for the next corner as we go side by side with Alesi. Almost a bit of contact with Alesi, our teammate actually there. A bit of a contact. We eventually let him go through there as we lose quite a bit of time through that corner trying to sort of push ourselves up a little bit, and it's not really worked out too well for us there. Is now Nicholas Latifi going for a move down the inside of us there, but we do manage to hold on to position, take the inside line for the next corner, which is pretty handy as we try and make up a bit of time to Alesi. This corner here is horrible because it's just a really slow, long corner. It just doesn't quite feel, it never feels like you're going to get out of it. You feel like you just keep slowly going through it and you want to get out of it quickly, but you have to be so patient going through that corner. It's so easy to mess it up as well. You can also go down the inside on that corner as well, so you can be caught out by other cars as well. So it's got to be very careful on that corner. It's not a nice one as we come down one of the long straights here in Vietnam. As you can see there, Latifi just behind us, trying to catch up with Alesi. Very slow through this really sharp left-hand corner here. You have to be really quick on the braking zone, otherwise you go far too out. What am I trying to say? You go far too past the apex, and you go really late into the corner, go really wide, and it loses you a lot of time there as we come round into a really tricky section of a track here. This is just some left-right S's, and it's so tight, especially in the wet conditions as well. I'm messing up the braking zones, and once you miss up one braking zone in this section, you mess up all of them. It's like Maggots and Beckett's, for example, or the Senna S's at Suzuka. Once you mess up one of those corners, you mess up all of them, and you lose so much time there as we finish off the lap here. It's been a bit of a poor first lap from us. We've not made up any places. I mean, we've not lost a place, but we've already lost 1.2 seconds to Alesi in front of us, so it's not been a great lap for us as we cross the line after that first lap there. It's not been brilliant for us, and we are going to get a message from our team in a second.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
So already after 2 laps, my engineer is telling me that we are losing power to the engine, which isn't great. We're having some wear on some of the engine components. We're losing power. We're not going to be very fast. So that's not going to help us at all. You know, we're in the wet. We need the engine power advantage that this Mercedes power car has, and we're not going to be able to really use that because we've got some wear on the engine. It's slowing us down. So we're not going to catch up the cars in front of us very well. As you can see, I'm just terrible at this track anyway because it's a new track. Not very good at it. And Latifi on lap 3 now is looking to have a go at us as he comes round the outside of us, looking to get us into the braking zone of this real long straight here. And you have to be so careful in the braking zone. We leave him the room as we go around the outside. A little bit of contact there as well. But I think because he's had to go so sharp into that corner, we do, just a little twinge there of losing the rear end a little bit. But we do get the better traction and crucially the inside line into this next corner as we head into the S's. I suppose that's what we'll call it for this video, the S's. We can't really overtake it because it's just so tight. If you try and overtake in this, you are going to end up in the wall, definitely. As we're not very good through it, as you can see, they're really messing things up a little bit as he looks to try and have a little move down as Latifi, but doesn't quite get the move done. On to lap 6 now. As you can see, we have dropped back 7 seconds to Russell in front of us, which is just terrible. It's terrible stuff. As you can see, I'm really cutting the corner there. I'm just not very good in the full wet conditions. I lose the rear end a little bit there as well. Intermediate tyres, I feel like I'm pretty good with the intermediates in like light rain and things like that. But full wets, I've just not mastered it yet, really. And the AI are meant to be slow in this game in the wet. That's what people have been saying. As Latifi looking to go down the inside of us here. As he gets past us, we try and take him out into the braking zone. A little bit of contact maybe you can see on my front wing there. There's a bit of damage on my front wing which isn't helping us through the corners, but we do get better traction again and manage to take Latifi once again there. Great little move from us to just get past him there. The inside line once again into the S's where you can't overtake, and hopefully we'll be able to hold him off for a few more laps. As we get into lap 10, we're going to need a miracle to save us now, an absolute miracle.
Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
That's the miracle we needed. Kimi Räikkönen out of the session. You can see him on the mini-map there, just pulled over by the end of that roundabout. So we've got time to try and catch up, but we have to stay behind the delta for quite a while. We've come across this final lap, and actually we are 15 seconds behind Russell now as we're trying to catch the safety car queue. With only 3 laps to go, that's actually pretty tough to catch them up. And as you can see, like, we still have to adhere to the delta every now and again. It will come up in a second. You know, we're trying to make up time to Russell. We've not made up any time. In fact, we've lost a bit of time there. And now we've got to slow down for the delta as well, according to our team radio. So we're going to have to really struggle to catch up now as we head into lap 12 of 14. It's not ideal, this, is it? We've got 3 laps to catch up. Well, before the safety car comes in, it might come before that. We've got to really catch up now as we cross the line. We're actually going to be 19 seconds behind Russell here. We've got to catch up 19 seconds. We're leaving Latifi in the dust right now.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line.
So as you can see, that safety car queue is just ahead of us, but the safety car is in this lap. We've got to catch up, and we've got to go through some slow corners as well to catch up, where they're not going to be going much slower than us at all. So we've really got to push the hammer down here on lap 12 to have 2 laps to maybe overtake the cars in front of us. But I'm not sure we're going to catch up the safety car. We needed this miracle, and it's not working out for us, really. Not working out for us as we look to try and catch up to the safety car. We can just about see Russell now through these corners. But are we going to be right up on his tail? I feel like we're just going to be a little bit too far away to actually attack him, unfortunately. Like, it's so close yet so far as we come around these final few corners. You can see on the mini-map that it's green flags now. The Mercedes are already underway. We're still a second and a half down on Russell. Looks quite close there, but it's still a second and a half down as he powers through that final corner. And we're just not going to be close enough to make a move down this straight, which is what I was hoping for. This is what I really wanted, to be close enough to make the move into turn 1. But we're nowhere near close enough. And the issue is, our tyre degradation is really bad, because I was pushing so hard to catch up with that. I've ruined my tyres. I'm not sure if it comes up, but we're over 50% on the tyre wear, which isn't very good. And I'm really pushing now with all my ERS, really pushing with the rich mix as well that we've got to get through his final few laps. But because it's such a long lap, and as you can see, Russell now over 2 seconds clear of us, I just ruined the fuel. And as we come round the final few corners of the final lap, I actually run out of fuel. So Latifi is right on our tail. We're 12 seconds down on Russell. We lost 6 seconds a lap over those 2 laps after the safety car. I've run out of fuel here as well. Just have to get it over the line to beat Latifi. But overall, a horrible race for us. One to forget, I must say. After the highs of Bahrain last time, this was not good. But there is some good news, because next race we're going to Spain, and Spain is one of my strongest tracks in all Formula 1 games. So really looking forward to the Spanish Grand Prix next time as we finish down in 20th. Alessi, our teammate, up in 18th. It's not all doom and gloom though, because we go to the standing in a second. Of course, the points that we picked up last time in Bahrain leaves us 12th in the standings, so we're still doing fairly well in the standings, better than we would have expected at this stage of the season. And in terms of the constructors' standings, we're still looking good in 8th position as well. Haas, Alfa Romeo and Williams still not picking up points, so that's pretty good for us as well. Happy with that one. And of course, Kimi Raikkonen went out the race. So in our rivalry with him, we're actually beating him because he went out the race and we beat him in all sorts of areas. So we're winning it 4-3 right now in terms of all those points you can pick up, which is very, very good for us. Kimi Raikkonen, eat our dust. We've also boosted our acclaim up to nearly level 6 now in team acclaim. We need to get to level 10 for a new sponsor, which would be fantastic. Looking forward to that when we get a new sponsor. And then in terms of the cash that we've won, we need to get rid of this Atlantic sponsor ASAP. We're not getting 75 laps in a weekend because we only do 25% races, so we need to get rid of that sponsor ASAP. But hopefully it's all going to be good for us as we head into Spain next time around. So a terrible race for us, but we're going to build from this. I promise you the next few races are going to be a lot better. So make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time in Spain. Have a good one. Goodbye.